Yay, it's the international break. Well, I mean, nobody likes the international break, especially when Wolves are playing so well. But here at Talking Wolves, we thought we'd give you a little bit of an insight to 5 players who used to play for Wolves who still had pretty successful international careers. Now, if there's any players that you feel that we've missed out or should have been included on this list, please let us know in the comment section down below. Make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe to Talking Wolves if you haven't already. If you don't know what we're already about, we're a fan channel all about Wolverhampton Wanderers, grabbing your reactions and your thoughts before and after the games, whilst also doing videos like this to give you a bit more of an insight on things going on in and around the Molineux. Now, to kick off, there are 2 players that probably deserve a special mention who don't feature on this list. First being Mr. Steve Bull. Absolute legend, Wolves record top goal scorer, and he did manage to play for England quite a number of times actually, but just misses out on this list. Didn't have many major honours with England, but still scored 4 goals in 13 appearances and remains the only player to this day to have played for England outside of the top 2 tiers. The second player being Matt Jarvis. He's the last player in a Wolves shirt to be called up by England almost, well, more or less 7 years ago this week. So pretty big achievements, but just a little disclaimer that those 2 do miss out on today's list. But as I say, if there are any players that you feel that should have definitely been mentioned, leave a comment in the comment section down below and let's kick off the list. We've got Edwards. Yep, Dave Edwards kicks off our list. He was capped by the Welsh national team 43 times between 2007 and 2017 before announcing his international retirement in March 2018. He did manage to score 3 goals for Wales in that time, but you're probably thinking, 3 goals, 43 games for Wales? That's not that special. Well, to be fair to Edwards, he did help Wales to get their best ever major tournament finish in their first ever European Championships. It was a massive achievement for every Welsh national team player, and Edwards was just a part of that. Number 2, Sami Al Jaber. Well, this is probably the most obscure name on this list, and it's the ex-Saudi Arabian international, Sami Al Jaber. He moved to Wolves on a 5-month loan back in August 2000, which came with an option to buy. The move meant he was the first Saudi player to play in England. However, Al Jaber's time at Wolves was stressful to say the least, and with a delay in the international clearance, injuries, a family illness and an Asian Cup experience, Sami Al Jaber only managed to play for Wolves just 4 times. But in his native country, he is widely regarded as one of the greatest Saudi players ever. He played a massive 156 games for his nation, scoring 46 goals. Representing Saudi Arabia, he also won the 1996 AFC Asian Cup, whilst appearing in 4 consecutive FIFA World Cups from 1994 to 2006 and scoring in 3 of them. The third player on this list is Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane is now 37. He's still playing professional football, but he did start his senior career in the Old Goal in 1997 and scored 24 goals in 73 league games before moving on to Coventry in 1999 for £6 million, which was then a British record for a teenager. Keane continued to grow as a player, as did his international career, representing the Republic of Ireland. Robbie Keane grabbed a very impressive 68 goals in 146 appearances. This makes him the all-time record Irish goal scorer, and his 146 cap means he's the highest appearance maker. Keane is the joint 4th highest scoring European of all time and the only player in history of world football to have scored at least 1 international goal in 19 consecutive years. He's also the all-time top goal scorer in European Championship qualification matches, and he was Ireland's top goal scorer at the 2002 World Cup with 3 goals as they reached the last 16, and he also played at the Euro 2012 and Euro 2016. He does now play for ATK in the Indian Super League. Keane called quits on his international career in 2016, and I assume his playing career will also follow in the next year or so. Number 4 is Billy Wright. Now, does this man need any introduction? Billy Wright is one of the, if not the biggest legends in Wolverhampton Wanderers history. Wright played in a total of 541 games for Wolves, winning 3 First Division titles, 1 FA Cup and 2 Charity Shields. He went on to win the FWA Footballer of the Year award in 1952 and was a Ballon d'Or runner-up in 1957. But between 1946 and 1959, Billy Wright played 105 games for the English national team, making him the first ever footballer in the world to earn 100 international caps. Other impressive stats are that he captained England for a record 90 times and holds the record for the longest unbroken run in competitive international football, playing in 70 consecutive games. As of present, Wright remains the 9th most capped player ever to have played for England. During his total of 105 games, his disciplinary record was excellent. He never received a booking or got sent off. After retiring in 1959, Wright became manager of the England youth team before becoming Arsenal manager in 1962. He even led Arsenal to their first ever European qualification. However, after being sacked in 1966 by Arsenal, Billy Wright stepped away from management, and in 1990 he joined the board of directors at Wolves. Unfortunately, in 1994, Billy Wright did pass away after a battle with pancreatic cancer, but his legacy at Wolves will live on forever. And the final player on this list is Mr. Ron Flowers. I'd imagine there are very few of you watching this video that actually managed to see Ron Flowers play in the old gold and black, but I'm sure many of you have heard of him. He played in 515 games for Wolves between 1952 and 1967 and appeared 49 times for England, scoring 10 goals. From November 1958 until April 1963, he appeared in 40 consecutive England international matches. Only Billy Wright has appeared in more. He also has the distinction of scoring England's first goal in a European Football Championships game in the qualifying round, first leg against France at Hillsborough on the 3rd of October 1962. But in 1966, arguably the biggest ever year in English football, Flowers was lucky enough to be part of the England squad which lifted the World Cup. He was the oldest and earliest capped member of the squad and unfortunately missed out on picking up any appearances during the finals. Flowers did narrowly miss out on playing the actual final itself. Jack Charlton, who was due to play, caught a cold on the eve of the West Germany match. Flowers was approached by his manager at the time, Alf Ramsey, the night before the final, and got told if Charlton had not recovered by the morning, he was on. After a sleepless night, it turned out that Charlton was fine in the morning, and ultimately Flowers never kicked a ball at the tournament. After his retirement and short stints in manager, Flowers did open his own sports shop company, Ron Flowers Sports, which is still successfully trading on Queen Street in the Wolverhampton town centre. So there is our list of 5 players who play for Wolves who had fairly successful international careers. As I've said a couple of times, if there were any people that missed out on this list, please let us know in the comment section down below. Make sure you hit that like button down below, it does mean a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can follow me over on my Twitter, which is in the description down below, along with the Talking Wolves Twitters and Facebooks as well. But until next time guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure I'll catch you all very, very soon.